ITV4 has a look ahead to tomorrow night's charity match between England and Scotland at St Mary's. All the build-up tonight from 10. More football first, though, as we take a look at some funny moments from the not-so-beautiful game.
Welcome to a footballer's worst nightmare. From goalkeeping gaffes to dodgy defending, from memorable misses to awesome own goals. This is the best football funnies ever. Where better to start than with goalkeepers and Jens Lehmann, the funny man of football and part-time children's entertainer. You can bet Jens had a right laugh about this afterwards. Not. Here's Wrexham's keeper, Matt Baker, showing almost telepathic understanding with his fullback. Look at the speed in which he gallops back to his goal. Just in time to see Gray slotting in the corner before celebrating in front of hundreds of adoring travelling away seats. Baker's so slow getting back, one of his teammates decides to save it. Gillingham versus Portsmouth. Now, there's only one person who can beat Pompey's Jamie Ashdown from that distance, and that is Jamie Ashdown. Right, go on, go for it. I've got it. Wait, well, where's it? Ow. Hard to know what the biggest mistake was here made by Benfica's goalkeeper, Andem William. Was it committing himself so far off his line, or was it wearing his dad's slippers for such an important game? See, they're comfortable up and down stairs, but there's no grip. Now here's Crystal Palace keeper George Wood with that old adage, if at first you don't succeed, balls it up completely. Look how he rises unchallenged by any Aston Villa player, puts it in their path, and then pushes a shot going wide into his own net. That's what you call multitasking. There's a reason why Jackie Chan has never made a film about football. It's because martial arts and football don't mix. Here's Preston's Tuevo Moilanen to prove it. A horrendous miss kick provides Stuart Barlow with a tap-in. Manchester United may have won more silverware than anyone else in England over the last 15 years, but they did make mistakes, you know. Who's the guilty keeper here? Stand up, Fabian Barthez. Keep standing, keep standing! Doesn't come much easier than that for Paolo Di Canio. Poor old Fabian, what was he doing here? Hailing a taxi? Surely he could have waited to the end. Another packed stadium sees Swindon's keeper, Tom Heaton, rushing off his line to collect a long ball and missing it completely, allowing Port Vale to score. Where was he going? Why was he going? If he'd gone out of his area any further, he'd have had to pay to get back into the ground. Now here's Kilmarnock keeper Gordon Marshall making the ultimate goalkeeping clanger by allowing a daisy cutter to go through his hands and legs into the net. With mistakes like that, Gordon, you'll give Scottish goalkeepers a bad name. In this game between Ipswich and Queen's Park Rangers, Ipswich keeper Calvin Davis proves that too much time on the ball can be fatal. All he's got to do is thump it and land it on someone's head. But he got the second bit right anyway. Well, I'm glad he could see the funny side of it. Whether his manager did, I would very much doubt. What were you thinking of, Kelvin? Now here's an intricate set piece from the Bundesliga and an even more intricate display of goalkeeping from Stuttgart's stuttering number 1. No, number 25. That might explain things. All right, I've got it. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. Yours. 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 It doesn't get much bigger, of course, than Manchester United versus Arsenal. But things couldn't have been much worse for the Gooners. With a comedy of errors straight from the kickoff, David Bellion had scored within 20 seconds. Manuel Almunia's captaincy lasted nearly as long. Goalies never made mistakes, of course, in the good old days, did they? Well, here's a masterclass from the 70s, with Sheffield United against West Ham. Well, maybe times haven't changed that much as Jim Brown spills this rocket back into his own net. And this is the great man himself, Peter Shilton, pumping the ball forward to cause mayhem at the other end. Poor old Tom McAllister succeeding only in clawing the ball into his own net. And good to see the advertising was spot on. Who are you going to call? Goalbusters? It can cause havoc. Here we see the reason behind many an embarrassing football moment. The back pass. Let's start with Manchester United's legendary goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel giving Barnsley a leg up during a cup tie. He even manages to slice it right into the Barnsley striker's path. Now, we've all heard about the crowd being the 12th man in a football match, but never the pitch. Look at this, though, for a through pass. Ipswich's Richard Wright comes a cropper from this cheeky sod, allowing Andrew Johnson to slot it home. Here's a simple back pass to Grimsby's simple keeper, Paul Crichton. What are they thanking him for? It's him they should be kissing. Again, Bristol City keeper Steve Phillips has too much time to deal with this back pass. That must be the biggest nutmeg in history. He couldn't trap a medicine ball. The defender manages to find the only part of the area that isn't knackered, and he still makes a hash of it. No point kicking it now, mate. Now here's our old friend, karate expert Tuevo Moilanen, still showing panther-like reflexes for Preston. This is now known the world over as doing a Moilanen. This genius is Vladan Stojkovic, not only doing a Moilanen, but then showing his own version of lightning pace by running like a man who's just been struck by lightning, before slide tackling the net. Lovely control, Vladan. Come here, come here! Ow. Even when you're sure you're going to deal with a back pass, the pitch can have other ideas, as Colchester's Aidan Davison is about to find out. If you think he's gutted, just listen to the commentator.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no!
Was that his manager, perhaps? Sheer poetry. If Darwin's theory of evolution is correct, then the next generation of goalkeepers will need to grow eyes in the backs of their heads. Here's Norwich's keeper, Robert Green, proving that you should never rest on your laurels. After coolly holding on to a cross, he thinks he's broken down Nottingham Forest's attack. He milks the applause before throwing down the ball, and from nowhere, David Johnson appears and nicks it to score. The funny thing is how quiet the Forest fans were, desperate not to give the goalie a clue. How unsporting. Oi, that's mine! Here's goal poaching artful Dodger style. Look how sneaky Torquay's striker is, hiding right behind Stockport County's Neil Cutler, before pouncing to steal a goal. He also stole the keeper's wallet and a gold pocket watch. He got 3 of his teammates' necklaces here. Now, the funny thing about this goal is that the scorer, Robbie Keane, isn't even involved in the build-up play. Probably wasn't even playing. He must have come up from a trapdoor or something behind the goal to score this one. Yeah, subs on, subs on. Hey, hey. Whatever's happening, keepers are nothing if not entertaining. Here's a keeper in France who believes if you want something done properly, do it yourself. Trey Bonson. And then, of course, there's Colombia's legendary goalkeeper, René Higuita, with his scorpion kick.
Redknapp. Goodness me, have you ever seen anything like that in your life from a goalkeeper? That is quite the most remarkable piece of goalkeeping I have ever seen.
Here's Chris Swales for Ipswich, showing the highs and lows of defending. Here's the high, and there's the low. Southend's David Morley makes a mess of this back pass to allow Rochdale to score. A nightmare here for Norwich's Rob Newman against Manchester United. Now, the one man you don't want around when you make a mistake is Eric Cantona. Newman picking Eric out perfectly with a crossfield pass. Des Walker shows the defending skills that made him the first name on any England manager's lips, usually when they were in the middle of a bad dream. This is Aston Villa taking on Queen's Park Rangers in the Carling Cup, and quite clearly captain Olof Mellberg has been told that his team should concentrate on the league. Well, thanks to him, they now had the chance. A perfect gift for Queen's Park Rangers. Holland, the home of total football, PSV versus Ajax, and there's some lovely passing on display. Hang on though, that's not total football, it's total... Blackburn are under pressure from Brentford, but don't worry, Colin Hendry is on hand to tidy up. Just look how he spots the forward run of Gary Blissett before anyone else. What a pass, and what a finish. This is Miguel Boades, showing a cultured left that shoulder to release Fernando Torres. Pity they were on different sides, though. Here, Frederick Soderstrom looks one way and somehow, amazingly, passes the other to put Tinito through on goal. You silly Soderstrom.
Cross comes McGreal. Oh, dreadful back pass though. Razak, and surely it's going to be a second. Swept in by Reich. Oh, a complete aberration by John McGreal of all people. What was he thinking of? Only he can tell you that. It was far too short, almost lazy, really.
Next up, Paul Elliott. Just look how much time and space he seems to have. A delightful lobbed pass. If only it had been the other way. Own goals now, and here's Jens Jeremies, the Germany and Bayern Munich midfield maestro, using his head in a match against 1860 Berlin. Keeper's ball. Oh! You nit! Vorsprung durch Technik, as the Germans say. And there's the dork. This is Jan Seifert, using perfect power and placement, but lousy geography. He needs to be 100 yards the other way. Now you have to feel for Ian Dowie, well, nearly here, because you know that he's convinced himself he's scoring at the right end. That's the goal of a man who's taken too many blows to his head. Come to think of it, that's the face of a man who's taken too many blows to his head. Back to the days of sexy short shorts now, as a young Steve Bold latches on to an Alvin Martin long ball to half volley into his own net. Maybe this was the moment Bold started to lose his hair. David Seaman, you know, could never really understand other footballers. A lot of what they did just went right over his head. His teammate Lee Dixon adding to his confusion. Manchester City's Jamie Pollock shows a deft touch to beat this player, then a daft one to beat his own keeper. The name on the shirt says it all. Oh, brother. You see, back in the 70s, it didn't happen because you had real defenders like Bobby Moore. I wonder what the old maestro would have made of these own goals. He'd probably sympathise. This is Kevin Brown of Weston-super-Mare demonstrating the dangers of wearing your boots on the wrong feet. He probably couldn't do that again if he tried. If you're watching, Kevin, don't try. The problem with own goals is that it all happens in a split second. Unless you're Forest Green's Wayne Hatswell. Just look at the time he has on the ball. Time to pick a corner and then go and hide in it. Jimmy Traore, then, of Liverpool, shows us how to lose the plot and the ball in a cup tie against Burnley. The penalty area isn't the place for tricks, although I bet the fans wish he could disappear. Here's Locheren's Hein van Heijzenbroek, very kindly giving lessons to opposing strikers. When you break into the box on your own, it's nice to have the extra man to cross to. Step forward, Steve Hamill of Motherwell. Now that is some first touch. This one demonstrates the importance of not being distracted by personal grooming during a match. If you watch closely, he doesn't mean to head the ball, he's just flicking his hair at the wrong time. Nice hair, though. Do not adjust your sets. What you're seeing is real. The team in white are Indonesia, and they're supposed to be attacking the other end. Instead, they knock it around their opponents, Thailand, before Mercier Effendi scores in his own net. Why? Because Indonesia didn't want to play Vietnam in the next round. Judging by the state of that pitch, they're already in Vietnam. Is he allowed to do that? Look at this fella. Liverpool against Everton at the 1986 FA Cup final, and he wasn't going to miss it. God help whoever's below him when he needs the loo. It's a funny old game. Laugh. I nearly fell off my chair. This Chelsea fan decides to have a run out at Stamford Bridge. Roman Abramovich liked his turn of pace and broke the transfer record for him. Here's a Scotland fan having a stroll on the Wembley turf. The Scottish keeper decides not to grab him in case he drops him. But the fan interrupts a routine by the Metropolitan Police synchronised display team, who decide to give chase. Did somebody say Keystone Cops? You'll never get me, you'll never get me. Never. Finally, all four boys in blue tackle their man and give him a right good kicking. I can't feel a thing. Arsenal versus Lens, and look at this for a run. Boys on the right, I'm in space, pass! Now that's what I call zonal marking. But Arsene Wenger, clearly unimpressed with his new signing. Here's an early prototype of Ronald McDonald falling foul of Brian Clough at a Forest game. Despite the early setback, this clown went on to be loved by millions with his funny voice and big red shiny nose, especially when he led Forest to European glory. Off, young man. Not on my pitch. Off. Freddie Ljungberg's a midfielder who's got it all. A powerful shot, he can close down the opposition, he can even tackle himself. Oh, Freddie. The Champions League semi-final between Arsenal and Villarreal, and the pressure is on. Hang on, hold everything. There's a squirrel on the pitch. What's he going to do, book him for time wasting? Maybe he's off on his winter break now. What are all these people doing here? Must be nuts. Obviously, his behaviour warranted a sending off, but as he was an Arsenal squirrel, Arsene Wenger said he didn't see it. Still to come, misses when it's easier to score. And the chance to have a good old laugh at the referee. are some memorable misses, and this section contains some famous faces too.
It's kicks at the other end now, and surely will score! No! Oh. And now the man who has scored one of the greatest goals of all time has missed an absolute sitter. That is unbelievable.
This next guy couldn't believe his teammate could hit the bar from so close, so he tried it himself. You see, you can. Well done, Marcus Bierhoff. A lot of footballers these days are accused of being one-footed, but here's Les Ferdinand in his QPR days, playing against Manchester City, proving that he's the exception. Yes, he can miss an open goal from a yard out equally as well with both feet. It was a classic miss. Now every central defender dreams of knocking the ball to safety into the stands. The difference here is that Aston Villa defender Steve Davis was attacking. All good players know they must take advantage of any situation, any opportunity, any lucky rebound.
Yeah. Oh, any chance I could do that again? Muppet.
Steve Froggatt, guilty of fluffing this one. I don't know who invented the saying, that one was harder to miss, but I think I might have found the game he was watching. How on earth did that not go in? Mind you, this one's even worse. Lovely build-up play by his teammates, an open goal, and he puts it on the roof. Even the ball boys put in a transfer request after this one. Now this must be better. England. Who's that, number 8? Is it Gaza? He's got the awareness of Gaza. He has the vision of Gaza. He runs like Gaza. It's not Gaza. Not Gaza. Jeff Thomas.
It's Forrest to come away with the ball again, and it's Campbell who's through on goal. Can he finish it? He's got Stone in support. Oh, it's so easy, but he's missed it. It had to be a goal. What a dreadful miss, and you will not see a worse miss than that this season.
Here's a familiar sight. Manchester United cutting the opposition to threads. And with Giggs and Cole to aim for, Cantona picks out Steve Bruce. Never mind, Steve, you still got your looks. Here's a sitter Route 1 style from the keeper's big kick. One bounce, a touch from the defender, and he hits the bar. The striker can only watch from the sidelines. I'd get used to that if I were you, mate. Sometimes, of course, strikers can be caught in two minds. This fellow wasn't sure whether he should volley spectacularly into the net or retire from football and open a fruit and veg shop. Tough call, this. Ipswich-Oxford, and after a defensive mix-up, the ball falls to Ipswich striker Marlon Harewood. He can't believe his luck. Ipswich fans can't believe their eyes. Look at this for a howler. Watch out for the number 11 sprinting into the box. He's been dreaming of this moment for weeks. Maybe now he'll get a good night's kip. Max Huiberts will have nightmares for life. Well, it was close, he said.
The Arsenal fans who travel up from London chewing their every pass. Pires played in by Bergkamp. He's got Ljungberg up with him. Here's Ljungberg! I tell you what, that takes some believing. But that has to go down as one of the most extraordinary misses I've ever seen.
If you want to succeed as a Liverpool striker in the shadow of Rush and Dalglish, you really have to raise the bar. Here's Ronnie Rosenthal, wishing the groundsman had done exactly that. Some will say being a great goal scorer is about being in the right place at the right time. Sando van der Heide got that bit right, but still managed to miss the open goal. He decided to spend the rest of his life crouched over in this position, sort of yoga style. Flicks it past the defender. Round the keeper, Wiso Taiwo. Can't believe he's missed from there. Back to the Bundesliga, where normal German efficiency was in full flow. A precise attacking move would surely be finished off in style at the far post by Christoph Dabrowsk. 9. Now, if he'd been playing rugby, 3 points for sure. Luton's Paul Elliott beat that, though. Did he ever? When you're playing Manchester United, you've got to take your chances.
It's Janssen forcing the ball wide. Dunn. Lovely touch by Dunn. Oh, what a miss by Blake. He was virtually underneath the crossbar when he put his head on that cross.
Phil Stant is the luckiest man alive. Like all these other clowns, he missed a chance his gran would have scored. But Stan can forever say he blazed wide on purpose, because the whistle, you see, had gone for offside. Yeah, right, mate, we believe you. Sousa Wamberto, what a name. What a miss. John Dahl Thomason didn't hit it off in England when he played for Newcastle. He had his moments for Feyenoord too. How did he miss? I don't understand. It wasn't possible. Even I would have forced a save from the goalkeeper or something. They like their footy in Belgium too. Club Brugge are often the team to beat. But just to make it clear, Sven Vermaat is attacking, not defending here. By the time I've said his name, this clip of footage will be over. So here he is, Mohamed Aliou Dati. I didn't catch the rest of it. If there's one time you don't want to miss, it's in your big derby match. Graham Sharp did for Everton against Liverpool here, though. Oh dear, in front of the Kop, who I'm sure just said simply, bad luck. More goalkeeper gaffes, and yes, you've guessed it, it's back to Scotland again, where another man was doing his best to put his country on the map. Dundee's Robert Douglas placing this one perfectly off the opposing striker's head and back into his own net. Very cool, very composed, very clumsy. Port Vale against West Brom, and the cameraman may have been off the pace, but not half as much as Vale's Kevin Pilkington, who seemed to want to personally hand Lee Hughes this goal-scoring opportunity. Come to daddy, come to daddy. Oh. And this is some sterling work from Tony Pennock. Look how he commands his area. Under pressure, he collects the ball with calm and precision, assesses the situation, and rolls the ball out. Not quite where he intended, though. What a pennock. This is the fortress that is Celtic Park. Well, usually anyway. But Dundee couldn't quite believe their luck as Jonathan Gould collects comfortably at the back post, only to squeeze the ball back over the goal line. Never mind the old firm, that's more like the infirm. Over to Portugal, and this is Rodrigues Raul Iglesias. Yes, really. Extending some amazing hospitality to the opposition striker. Maybe he should stick to the singing. Look at the patient build-up from Manchester City as they lay siege to the Swindon goal. Thankfully, Frank Talia is ready to wave the white flag. Or maybe he was just waiting for the offside flag to be waved instead. A sweeping ball forward sees Luton quickly turn defence into attack. And then Blackpool's goalkeeper Phil Barnes tried to do exactly the same thing, but sadly failed. Whoever said attack is the best form of defence? Bury's Paddy Kenny shows some nifty footwork here. One touch. Oh, that's it. As he leaves the second touch to John Macken. What a combination. Chelsea against Leeds has always been an explosive fixture, but there seemed little explosion in this shot until Gary Sprake helped it goalwards. Blue is the colour, and I'm sure the language was too after that. It seems that Manchester City's Andy Dibble thinks he's the king of the dribble. Whoops, here he is being robbed by Newcastle's Keith Gillespie. Long live the king. Sends it one way and then the same way. Lovely footwork, Andy. Blackburn against Colchester, and it looks as if Stuart Nelson has been caught napping at the back, quite literally. Wakey, wakey. But the alarm call has come a little too late. But it was slippery. With Mansfield on the attack, Darlington stopper Bertrand Bossou decides to take action. To me, to you, 2-1. Here's a collector's item, a Nigel Winterburn goal. Not one, though, that Martin Hodge will want in his collection. And this is the aptly named Enrique Hilario of Porto, making a laughing stock of himself. Talk about moving the goalposts. Now, the secret to a long back pass is not to play it too hard. Bit like that. Atletico Madrid have no chance with such a knock-kneed defence. That's one way to stop the opposition from scoring. Do it yourself. Here's Leicester and USA number 1, Casey Keller, being made to look a right old fool by teammate Steve Walsh. Ian Wright does the honourable thing and claims the goal. You try getting it off him. Now, whatever that hand signal means, it does the job here, causing Dietmar Hirsch to loop a spectacular bicycle kick back over his head and into his own net. Sometimes things from the training ground come off, and sometimes they don't. The race is on. Who'll get to the ball first? The goalie's hoping it will be his defender. Oh, no. His face says it all. At first glance, everything here seems normal, but appearances can be deceptive. Leonardo Dede rises like a salmon to head home past a bamboozled Jens Lehmann. It left our Jens looking round for someone else to blame, but it wasn't easy. He thought he had it covered. Nah, defender's fault, defender's fault. Luton aren't quite sure what to do with this free kick. Tell you what, I'll land it plumb on the opposition striker's head. Plumb indeed. Now, maybe it's the unruly beard that's put them off, but the Forest defence get themselves into a right old tangle. Bet they went over that one with a fine tooth comb after the match. Here, Cambridge United's Scott Eustace decides to give Plymouth a bit of a head start. He's clearly a scholar and a gentleman. Leyton Orient against Torquay, and the O's seem to have cleared the danger. But here it comes again, and this time Amara Simba decides to put an end to the move once and for all. A lightning break down the left causes chaos, except for one man, Gareth Hamner, who keeps his eye firmly on the ball to volley beautifully into his own goal. Lovely stuff. Notts County are running riot against Fulham. The London club not helped when their goalkeeper punches the ball straight against Ernie Howe. As he knows, that's clearly not how it's done. This one's a nice finish. Look how Billy Russell perfectly lobs his own goalkeeper to score for opposing Grimsby. Coventry West Ham from the early 80s. Sky Blues' Gary Thompson, well in control it seemed here. Plenty of time to slide it back to the goalkeeper, but not there. Misery for Gary, but some happy hammers. This is Doncaster's Steve Foster, timing his defensive run to perfection, to place the ball into his own top corner. No complaints from Colchester. Now, some say lower league football can be of a poor standard. I think this is just unlucky. Keeper Kevin Pilkington anticipates the danger and makes the clearance. It's just a shame he hit his own defender. Straight in off David Pipe. Not my fault. Liverpool, the great team of the 70s and 80s, league championships, European Cups. Surely they never messed up. The might of Walsall were the visitors in 1984 and on the attack, but the Reds have got it covered, haven't they? Apparently not. You see, they are human. Bandy leg, but human. Leicester against Spurs, and poor old Casey Keller's back again. He couldn't do much about this one, though. Gary Doherty stretching to lob past his own keeper. Doherty, who's played in defence and attack, a bit confused, perhaps, about his position in this game. Norwich and coach Nigel Worthington were under pressure. They needed a win from anywhere. Well, luck was on their side. Cardiff keeper Neil Alexander keeping out Norwich's Callum Davenport, but not his own defender's clearance. Norwich celebrated as if they won the league. Well, a game anyway. The magic of the FA Cup, and Huddersfield the underdogs against Palace. Here's why. Some dreadful defending, ending with Dudley Lewis putting into his own net. They only had 12 chances to clear. Teammates and Dudley not amused. So there we are. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a few more light-hearted moments from the beautiful game. Cheerio.